Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ruxin Sports, where you should subscribe right now because I am on an absolute roll of losing games. So let's just get right to it. This has been a rough couple weeks. This was better than 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we went 4-9. We did better than that. Let's just go through the games. There were some really stupid ones this week, but it was absolutely insane. Okay, week 9. So first of all, we had a great start. I think I might be undefeated on Thursday. I'm gonna check this. Have we ever lost a Thursday? Okay, there we go. We lost 2 in a row there. So we've won 3 in a row on Thursday. That's always a great start. But the problem is when you don't finish strong, it doesn't matter. There's not much to say about this game. The Dolphins look absolutely dead. The trade deadline's coming up, so there's a good chance, we might see them trading away some players, some receivers, whatever it is. And the Ravens are, while at 3-5, still in the hunt for the division, though the Steelers had something to say about that this week. Bengals and Bears. Let's just get started. Let's just start off with the stupidest game of the year. First of all, I made the complete wrong pick with the Bengals. The Bears ran over them. I didn't quite realize before this week just how bad the Bengals defense was. I remember last year being the worst defense. And then the Cowboys were kind of like the story for so long this year about how bad they are. But the Cowboys aren't even the worst. The Bengals are worse than them. And we saw it in this game. How terrible. They cannot stop anyone. Like, absolutely awful defense. And Caleb Williams, who has not really been that good this year, was running all over them. He was throwing all over them. I don't know if you guys noticed. If you're a Doomsday fantasy owners, you probably did. How did he have 0 catches and they scored 47? Did I miss something? Okay, but let's get to the actual game. The Bears are up 41 to, what was the score? 41 to 27 or something like that. And then they get a pick 6, or maybe it was 26, I don't remember, 28 or something like that. They get a pick 6, and I'm like, okay, this game's over. I have no chance of them coming back. It was like 47 to 20, whatever. Apparently they call that back, which to me, it looked like the most, I don't know how he was down. They said he was down. I don't know how he was down, but somehow he was down. The Bengals score a touchdown, get the onside, and score again to take the lead all of a sudden. So they're up 42-41. And at plus 2.5, I'm sitting there like, no way. They're going to cover no matter what because they either win or they lose by 2. And I'm thinking that, and I'm like, unless they give up a touchdown, which knowing my luck, they will. And of course, Loveland scores a 70-yard touchdown to cover the spread. So I had the wrong pick the whole game, and then the Bengals make this crazy comeback, and it looks like they're going to cover no matter what, and then they give up a 70-yard touchdown in a just unbelievable, terrible defensive play. Every game against the Bengals, you just got to expect there's going to be 40 points scored. It's absolutely insane. Then we had Lions. These 12 o'clock games, I don't even want to know my record on 12 o'clock games, but they're awful. I'm always like, I went 0-7 last week on 12 o'clock games. Not as bad this week, but pretty close. The Lions not only didn't cover 8.5, they lost. They lost to JJ McCarthy. So I guess them holding him out was a good thing. Maybe he wasn't actually fully healthy, and he finally got healthy this week, and they scored 27 points on the Lions. I didn't really pay super close attention to this game. I just know that obviously the Lions were not scoring as well as I was expecting them to. I didn't expect this 27 spot, or I wouldn't have picked him minus 8.5, but 27 points is a lot. So yeah, pretty impressive. Then we have the Chargers Titans, another really stupid result. Of course, I picked against the Titans. It starts the game off, it's a pick 6. The Chargers throw a pick 6 to the Titans. I'm like, okay, of course. I pick against the Titans, I guess. I'm not betting anything, but I pick against the Titans, and guess what? Pick 6 immediately. So it's how do you cover 10 when you've already given up 7 for free? Well, not only that, they give up a punt return for a touchdown to the Titans as well, which is my team, by the way. And we're at the point of the season where I'm like, we can't make the playoffs. It's kind of like we'd rather lose, but it's like you want your team to do well. It's a weird situation to be in. If you've ever had a really bad team, then it's like, do we want to tank? It's like, yes, but do I want my team to lose every game? It's kind of a weird situation. Well, they get 14 points off a pick 6 and a punt return in the first half. And then the Chargers are still in the game. They take the lead, I think, and by halftime, and the Titans tie it up with a field goal. So they're tied at 17 at halftime. And honestly, at that point, I'm feeling really good. I'm like, okay, they gave up 14 free points and they still are tied. So they just score a couple touchdowns second half. Titans probably score 0. Well, the Chargers do get it 10 points to where they're covering. And of course, the Titans go kick a field goal halfway through the fourth quarter. And the Chargers don't even need to score because they know the Titans aren't going to score. So they end up not covering 10. This was absolutely the right pick. Just some really stupid stuff happened, including a pick. And this was just a dumb result. So this one and this one, this was the right pick that we missed. And this was the wrong pick that we still should have won. We could have won 2 of those. Then the Patriots Falcons, another stupid one where the Patriots are killing the Falcons. They're up 21-7 going into to halftime. They have a chance to kick a field goal, go up 17. All of a sudden, they've thrown an interception. The Falcons are back in the game. The Patriots just stop scoring. All of a sudden, the Falcons are about to tie the game, which I'm like, okay, at least in overtime, we have a chance. No, classic Falcons move. Classic Falcons move. Miss the extra point, so there's no chance of the other team covering. So not only do they come back and backdoor cover, they could have tied the game, so at least maybe they could win the game or the other team could score a touchdown and cover. No, they missed the extra point, so they just cover and lose. Classic Falcons. You can never pick this team. Atlanta fan, I hate your team. I hate them. They're just good enough to where they'll cover the spread, but they'll lose every game. It's so frustrating. 3-5. No 12 wins for us unless they win out. I don't think that's going to happen. Unbelievable. That missed extra point was so frustrating. All 3 of these games happening at once, I was like, we were looking so good. I thought we were going to win everything but the Lions, and then all of a sudden, we win none of them. 0-4. This one was never in doubt. One of my only good picks at the 12 o'clock time. I don't know why anyone would pick the Giants plus 2.5 in San Francisco. I know they're beat up, but like the Giants are also beat up. Their running back broke his ankle. Like, this was never close, so I was glad that we got one right. Speaking of another frustrating one, Colts go up 7-0. I'm like, okay, Colts are looking like the normal Colts. And then here we go. Yep, there he goes. Daniel Jones finally had a Daniel Jones game. He looked awful after that first touchdown. And the Steelers did the Steelers thing. They scored 27. And honestly, I was expecting them to score 20-something, but I expected the Colts to score 30+. And they didn't. So I think the logic was fine. Daniel Jones finally showed Daniel Jones. And it is what it is. I'm glad the Steelers won, though, because I do have them for the division. And with the Ravens like, kind of creeping up, that was a big win for them. Broncos, Texans, another stupid. We shouldn't have won this one, honestly. The Texans were up like 15-3, and then Stroud got hurt. And then they couldn't score the rest of the game. And somehow the Broncos come back and cover. So that was good for my my total to actually get something. Another easy one. And by easy, I don't mean like an easy choice, but it really wasn't in question the whole game because the Packers could not score the whole game. They had 6 like the entire game. And at plus 12.5, it's like, well, you better be way ahead if you're going to cover 12.5. You got to win by 13 points. They only scored 13 points. The only way you cover that is if they score 0. Well, the Panthers were just good enough. They won the game. They beat the Packers. Unreal. The Packers, there's just not a lot of teams you can count on this year. There's not a lot of teams you can count on. Like, Packers are 5-1-1. They should beat the Panthers. Nope, not happening. And another one. This was such a frustrating week. Oh my gosh. Jaguars. They were covering. They were beating the Raiders, who are no good. And then, you know what? They're like, how about we let Geno come back? How about we let Geno score a touchdown? And then another situation, at least they didn't miss an extra point. They went for 2 to win the game. So you know what that means? I can't win no matter what. They either lose by 1 or win by 1. That is, they're not covering 4 at that point. And they miss it. So the Jags get a stupid win. Them and the Atlanta Falcons are the same team where they never deserve whatever happened, they didn't deserve it. Every time. If they win, they should have lost because they blew the lead. But then they win because they stopped the 2-point conversion because Geno can't throw a pass. WVU guy, I love you, but bro, it's bad. Same thing with the Falcons. They shouldn't have been in that game. And guess what? They still lost. So it's just very frustrating. Okay, then we have the Saints-Rams. This was the easiest 13.5 point spread I've ever picked because the Saints are starting their first ever start for Shuck. I don't know how that's his name. I looked up his pronunciation. Somehow it's Shuck. I don't know how. And they're trading away their players this week. Yeah, they're not even trying to win. So this was a pretty easy spread. Bills and Chiefs. Bills looked pretty good. The Chiefs had a chance to be in the game, but I don't know. This was a really tough one. So I don't feel bad about picking the Chiefs because they're always pretty good. I'm going to need some water because I'm getting raspy. Okay, there we go. So yeah, not enough to say, but Josh Allen looks really good. And the Chiefs looked okay, I guess. They didn't look awesome. In Buffalo, I guess is something I should have considered. I'm sorry. I'm recovering from sickness right now. Seahawks Commanders, this was, wow, easiest win of the year, maybe? It was 3.5. And I felt confident about this, but I didn't think it would be this easy. The first half was what, 28-0? That Washington is terrible. They're terrible, terrible. And Jane Daniels now has a broken, like, dislocated elbow. They're going to be using Mariota the rest of the year. Like, this is going to be a really bad team. A really bad team. So Seahawks are really good. Washington's really bad. And speaking of bad teams, it's time to end it with the Cowboys. Cowboys fans, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I had the over in this game because, it's the Cowboys, and that's all they do is give up points and score points. This was unbelievably frustrating for that. The Cowboys turning it over on downs twice, throwing 2 interceptions, making the dumbest possible penalties, like George Pickens being like, oh, we're down by 17 or 10 or whatever it was. How about I get a taunting penalty by holding this ball in front of somebody? George Pickens, in a nutshell, the dumbest man in the NFL. This was unreal. Unreal. Hard to watch, but congrats, Cardinals. Brissett looked really good. I started him a couple fantasy leagues because of Dallas defense. He looked like Tom Brady. It was unreal. So, yeah, there's a few teams I think we know are really bad. So let's see if we can leverage that and not do so bad this week. Unreal. Broncos minus 9.5 at home against the Raiders. Raiders were a little frisky this week. Broncos have not been scoring a lot of points. Thursday night game. A lot of points for a Thursday night game. Honestly, this is a tough one. The Broncos have been pretty good, but the Raiders, I feel like, wasn't this kind of a close game? No, I feel like they had scored like 6 points the last time. Geno has been really frustrating to watch. Oh, this is a tough one. I really don't like covering huge spreads on Thursday, but picking such a bad team like the Raiders. They didn't only lose by 2 to the Jags, but the Jags, and this is on the road in Denver, Mile High. This is a short week, though, so I'm going to go with the underdog. I don't feel good about it already, but we've been pretty good on Thursdays. Falcons and Colts. Sorry, Falcons. I just can't do it. And I know you're going to cover. You're going to do something dumb. This is at Indy. They came off a pretty tough loss right there. And by tough, I mean they looked terrible. So I'm expecting Daniel Jones to be a little bit better. This is a London or a Germany game or something. I feel like this might be like a Germany game, something like that. Oh man. I hate picking these morning games too. I'm going to go with the Colts. They're going to bounce back. They're going to look better. And they just traded for Sauce Gardner too, so I don't know if he's going to play in that game, but that is certainly going to help their defense. And Bijan really has not been very good the last couple weeks, so we're going to see how that goes. Colts there. Bears, Giants. I hate picking the Bears, but the Bears have been scoring points. The Giants have not been very good. I guess I'm going to pick the Bears. I mean, this feels like a game that if you're the Bears, you got to win this to make the playoffs, so I'm going to take them. Bills at Dolphins. The Dolphins have been pathetic recently. This is in Miami, though. It's at 12. It could be pretty hot. I mean, it's getting more toward the cold season, so maybe it'll be more like a normal temperature. But Buffalo, they do need to keep winning because the Patriots are going to keep winning. So I'm going to take them to win this one big. I think last time the Dolphins actually covered this game. So maybe the Bills, man, they did cover the game, didn't they? There's no way, though. This Dolphins team is terrible. This Dolphins team is bad. Now, this one's interesting. Vikings hosting the Ravens and a 4.5-point dog. McCarthy looked pretty good. The Ravens defense looked better this week. Lamar's back. Are they gonna win this by 4.5? The Ravens won pretty big this past week against the Dolphins. Vikings just beat the Lions. I'm feeling pretty good about the Vikings. I feel like they're bouncing back a little bit. I don't have a lot to say about this. It's like, I don't know. Jets and Browns. This is disgusting. Why is this a game? Why is this on TV? Browns, Jets. I think I'm going to take the Browns. We've got at least one good unit. We've got a good defense. Jets have neither good defense nor good offense. The Browns have a good defense and they have a good running back. So I'm going to go Browns. They're getting points. It is in New York. They do have a terrible quarterback, but they're playing Justin Fields, who is also a terrible quarterback. So there we go. Let's go Cleveland Browns. Bucks, Patriots. Bucks are favored at home against the Patriots. Very interesting because the Patriots have been really good. The Bucks have been good, but the problem is everybody's beat up. Mike Evans is still out. They are getting Egbuka back this week. Wow, this is a tough choice. This is a really tough choice. I think Oh, Drake Mays looked pretty awesome. I think it feels like an even game, so I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. The 2.5 is just the home advantage. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I could see them winning by 3. I could see them losing by 3. I could see the Patriots doing, I don't know. That's a really tough one. That might be the toughest one of the week. Panthers and Saints. I mean, I don't know how this is 5.5. This is Panthers at home. They're 5-4. They've actually been a legit team this year. The Saints are awful. They just traded away Shaheed. They're starting Shuck. This is, I mean, everyone's picking them. It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know how the Panthers let down. Do they think they're that good? Like, do they think they're actually good now because they beat the Packers? I guess that's the argument. You beat the Packers, you think you're like big stuff, and then you go against the terrible Saints, and it's a division game, and they keep it close, and maybe they even win the game. I got to go Panthers there, though. Jacksonville and Houston. I'm going Houston. Houston's played well. CJ Stroud might be out. If CJ Stroud is out, the Texans' defense has looked really good this year. It's been awesome. It was good against the Broncos. They only gave up 18 points. If CJ Stroud's out, this gets a little more dicey. I don't like Jacksonville at all. They should have lost multiple more games than they have this year. And this is a big division game. I'm going to go Texans. You got to win this if you're going to win the division. They're in second and third. I mean, the Colts got to lose, but they got to win that one. Cardinals at Seahawks. Brissett is starting this one. I think Kyler Murray's out for a few more weeks, or maybe even the entire season. Seahawks look awesome, but they might be like, yeah, we scored 20 in the first half. We don't need to do anything this week. I mean, I love the Seahawks. I like picking them. Darnold's been impressive. They have a good run game. They have a great defense. They have just an awesome team. And this is a game you need to win to keep pace with San Francisco, with the Rams. So I think they're going to win this game for sure. Will they cover 7? That is a lot. Brissett's look decent, but he is still Brissett. You know, he's not very mobile. He has a great arm, but if you get to him, he just goes down. Like there's not much he can do. He doesn't even throw the ball away. He just takes a sack. So let's go Seattle. Huge division game here. Okay. This is an afternoon game. Wait, is this Seattle game also afternoon? Wow, a lot of NFC West here. Rams at 49ers. Rams are they're 3.5 point favorites. 49ers getting 3.5 at home. This is such a big game. I picked the Rams to win their division at some point earlier this year. I don't know who I actually picked in our actual picks. I need to check that. But this is a really big game that they need. Everybody's pretty healthy for the Rams for the most part. 49ers, not so much. Wow, 3.5 on the road, though, was a lot. Like, San Francisco could keep this close. But I just like picking the Rams. They've been really impressive this year at 6-2. I'm going to stick with them just because they're a great team. And if they lose by 3, so be it. I mean, the hook could get us. But I'm not going to feel too bad about them being 1 point away, you know, at least picking the right team. Detroit at the Commanders, 8.5 point favorites. The Commanders are terrible. Mariota's not that bad. He's a fine backup. But Detroit just lost of the Vikings, and they're playing a pretty terrible Commanders team who looks really, really bad recently. Now, if they lose by 7, you know, it won't shock me, but I'm going to go Lions because they kind of want to come back. They're a 5-3. I mean, you can't afford to go 5-4 in that, you know, with the Packers and the Vikings. The division's tough. Like the Bears are 5-3. You got to win this game. Steelers, Chargers. Man, these two teams are tough because the Chargers have been pretty good, but a lot of times they're kind of iffy. This is on the road. I don't feel as good as the Steelers or with the Steelers on the road versus at home. I'm going to go Chargers because they're at home, 3.5. Steelers have been pretty good all year. They looked really impressive this past week, but I like the Chargers at home to win by, 4, 6, 7, something like that. If it ends up being a 1 to 3 point game, the Steelers cover, I don't think they're going to win this game. But maybe they do. I think the Chargers have gotten a little bit more healthy. I mean, they've been really beat up all year, but a little bit more healthy. So maybe they can pull this one off. Then finally on Monday night, we have this is a pretty good, afternoon, Sunday night, Monday night games this week. Packers are favored against the Eagles. That's an easy choice for me. I'm going to go Eagles plus 2.5. It is in Green Bay. They're probably going to want to win this game, but I like picking the Eagles. When they're getting points, especially because that stupid tush push is going to work no matter where you are, whether you're on the road, whether you're at home, whether you're in London, whether you're playing on Sunday morning, Thursday night, Monday night, you're going to be able to tush push for 15 million yards and score 3 touchdowns off of it. And Jalen Hurts is going to have 25 fantasy points every week. The Green Bay Packers just lost Tucker Kraft for the season, one of their biggest targets. Now they just got a bunch of random receivers who are all like decent. Jordan Love is a complete idiot sometimes. Like, it's a little harsh, but he'll do the stupidest stuff, like where he ran around and threw that ball all the way across the field for it should have been a pick 6 where the guy dropped it. I mean, just the dumbest things. I don't know what he's doing sometimes. He's like trying to create these plays that just don't exist. Like he's like in the third dimension, trying to throw it to like a different dimension in a different city on a different world in different universe. I'm like, hey, buddy, you can't throw it that way. Like this just doesn't work. So yeah, that definitely an interesting guy. He definitely makes things funny to watch. I'm gonna go Eagles there. Now, do I feel good about this? I feel better than I have the last 2 weeks. How about that? Let's go to our groups, guys. How are you guys doing? I'm still in 5th place just because of the consistency of picks, but you guys are killing me. OVO's got 710 points. It's absolutely killing it. Let's check. 90 points was the best this week. So it was a rough week for everybody. Mozzie Toddy, congrats being the number 1 at the top of the mountain. If you guys want to join this group, we have a link in the description or in the chat or the comments, I should say. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're down there, because if it's a red subscribe button, you haven't hit it, that means your house might explode. So you might want to press it. All right, Timmy Wick got 80 points. OVO got 80. ESPN Fan got 80. Then a lot of us got, I got 60 actually. Some of us got 70. We got Belton Megatron. Okay. Super Hippo, Danny Dimes a dozen. We got, yeah, definitely a dime a dozen this week. A bunch of 60 pointers. I'm in there with all you guys, and who was the worst? ESPN Fan, 20 points. That's rough, man. Atlanta Fan, 40 points. Atlanta Fan. Been a rough few weeks for the two of us. I agree. Yeah, we are not doing so. Adams Lions. Well, your Lions didn't look good, and unfortunately, you didn't either this week. But we can bounce back. Don't worry. We will bounce back this week, everyone. Make your picks. It's been a lot of fun doing this. I need to check in on NBA soon. I will do that. And I want to do a mid-season check-in on our NFL picks as well, because I might do that like for the weekend, because it's about halfway through. Like we're at like 9 games. So now's the time to see how our picks are doing for the year. And I will say my overall weekly picks, not doing so good the last 2 weeks, but we will bounce back. Good luck on your picks, everybody. Peace. Subscribe.